Okay, so today we're diving into Bihar, which is a state in eastern India.
Yeah.
And all this is based on that Bihar Divas document that you sent over.
Right, exactly. And I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, so let's start with like the name itself.
Okay.
Bihar.
No.
It comes from these Sanskrit and Pali words, vihara,
Right.
meaning like abode or monastery.
Yeah.
And so apparently during these like Maurya and Gupta empires, like this whole area was like a huge center for Buddhist monasteries.
Exactly.
I mean, tons of them.
Like, it's pretty wild to think about,
Yeah.
this word that like meant quiet contemplation
Right.
became the name of this like vibrant modern state.
And that's what's so interesting is that like,
Right.
that evolution kind of speaks to how prominent Buddhism was in that region for really those early centuries.
Yeah.
It's a lasting linguistic mark.
Totally. So our mission today, I think, in this deep dive is like to really pull out
the core of Bihar's history and culture
Yeah.
and like the present situation
Right.
to give everyone listening a really solid understanding of what makes Bihar tick.
I like that.
Yeah.
Pulling out the key aspects that really define it.
Yeah. So let's just dive right into history.
Okay.
Bihar was like the heartland
Yeah.
of this really powerful Magadha Empire.
It was a huge empire.
Yeah, we're talking like foundational rulers here.
Yeah.
Like Chandragupta Maurya
Of course.
and Ashoka.
Right.
And the document doesn't go into like all the details, obviously,
Right.
but just their impact on governance across like the subcontinent.
It was immense.
was huge.
What I find really interesting is that
Yeah.
they kind of pioneered this centralized form of administration
Oh, wow.
and promoted social welfare.
Okay.
So really establishing systems
Mhm.
that influenced so much of ancient India.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just empires.
Right.
Bihar was like this major center of learning, home to ancient global universities like
Yeah.
Nalanda
Mhm.
and Vikramshila.
Vikramshila.
Can you imagine like
I know.
the intellectual energy there?
It's hard to fathom.
Yeah, with scholars coming from all over.
What's really interesting about those too
Yeah.
is that these institutions weren't just about like religious studies.
Okay.
They were covering like a whole range of subjects.
Oh, wow.
Attracting all these different intellectual traditions.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's interesting to think about how that legacy informs the modern education system there.
yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Speaking of culture,
Okay.
the Madhubani paintings
Yes.
from the Masila region are like globally recognized
Oh, they're beautiful.
for their
Yeah.
beauty.
Yeah.
They're so intricate.
Extremely.
And then festivals like Chahath Puja
yes.
and Samachakeva,
Samachakeva.
they sound so colorful and vibrant.
They are, yeah. And really deeply rooted in tradition.
Oh, I bet.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
And they give you such a strong glimpse into that living heritage of Bihar.
Yeah.
It shows artistic skill, but also these like really enduring social customs.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And then religiously, Bihar holds like this immense significance.
It's huge. Yeah.
Bodh Gaya is where Buddha attained enlightenment.
Yeah.
So it's like this central pilgrimage site
Yeah, for Buddhists all over the world.
for Buddhists worldwide.
Yeah.
But it's not just Buddhism.
Right.
It's also important for
Yeah.
Jains,
Huh?
Hindus,
Is
and
it-
Sikhs with really significant sites.
Right.
Like Vaishali and Patna Sahib.
Absolutely. And I think that's what's really cool.
Yeah.
Like the multi-faith importance of it really underscores Bihar's historical role
Yeah.
as like this spiritual meeting point for all these different traditions.
That's awesome.
It is.
And Bihar also has this really rich literary and scholarly legacy.
Yeah.
Like celebrated poets and writers like
Right.
Vidyapati,
yeah.
who's known for his Maithili poetry.
Right.
And Ramtari Singdinkar,
Yes.
a towering figure in Hindi literature.
Yeah. They're huge.
And they've like profoundly shaped
yes.
the cultural and linguistic landscape
they have.
of the region.
And I think their influence continues today.
I bet.
Yeah.
Politically,
Oh, yeah.
the document calls Bihar like this breeding ground for powerful leaders and reformers,
Right.
mentioning people like Jayaprakash Narayan
Mm-hmm.
and Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who
Yeah.
were super pivotal in India's independence movement
Right.
and early nation building.
Absolutely. And you can see,
Yeah.
Bihar's ongoing influence in shaping India's political trajectory.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the food.
Okay, my favorite part.
Litti chokha,
Yes.
sekuiya,
Yes.
and sattu paratha.
Sattu paratha.
These are like traditional Bihari dishes
They are.
loved across India.
Yeah, what makes them so special?
What makes them so special?
I mean, they're delicious, first of all, but they also reflect like the agricultural practices and the local ingredients.
Okay.
So they give you like a true taste of Bihar's culinary heritage.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But the document also addresses
Right.
the challenges that Bihar faces.
Yeah.
Economically, there are issues with poverty and unemployment,
Yeah.
leading to migration.
It's a huge problem.
And a need for better infrastructure.
Yeah.
In rural areas like roads, hospitals, and schools.
Right. These are like critical areas
Yeah.
that require focused development
Yeah,
to improve people's lives and unlock the state's potential.
for sure. And like past political instability hasn't helped.
Right. It's been a challenge.
And the modern education system also struggles
Right.
with resources and teacher training.
Mhm.
Plus, the state's geography makes it vulnerable to floods
Yeah.
from rivers like the Kosi and Ganga.
Exactly. And those floods
Yeah.
can be devastating.
Yeah, and the healthcare system is facing limitations as well.
Yeah. A lot of interconnected challenges.
Yeah.
And when you think about that vulnerability to natural disasters,
Yeah,
it can really set back
yeah.
the socioeconomic progress.
Totally. But through all of this,
Yeah.
the Bihar Divas document emphasizes this strong cultural pride,
Right.
historical weight,
Yeah.
and resilience of the people of Bihar.
Yeah. And that's really, I think,
Yeah.
a key element to understanding the whole thing.
Yeah.
That spirit of resilience
Totally.
is crucial to understanding Bihar's journey
Yeah.
and its capacity to overcome these hurdles.
So Bihar is this land brimming with history and culture,
Absolutely.
and it's played this huge role in shaping India
It has.
while facing all these modern challenges.
Yeah.
Its pride and potential are undeniable.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking about now is this interplay between
Yeah.
a region that has so much historical and cultural capital,
Right.
but facing these huge contemporary obstacles.
Yeah.
How does it navigate that?
Yeah.
Like, think about how that legacy
Yeah.
might both inform and complicate
Yeah.
its path forward.
Yeah. Wow. That's a great question.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive.
Thanks, everyone.